Alright, I am back. Day 2 of the radiator removal. So, I cut the camera off, it's starting to get dark. But I actually couldn't figure out how to get these separated from the fan. But the fan only had, I want to say like 2 screws, screw there and over there. I took off the connections to get that out to give me more wiggle room. So then I noticed that this, I forgot what it's called. That thing is stuck to the radiator, and the only way to get it out is you have to, I can see it right there. This right here is like a little plastic clip, but I cannot figure out how to get that clip off of this, so I actually ended up just breaking it. You can see better on this side. Yeah, I broke that clip to get it off, because you're supposed to slide this up. I can't get it to slide up. Don't know why, don't know how, but I'm just gonna break the one down there and the other clip on that side. And once I break that, I should be able to just get the radiator and lift it straight up. Broke that off. Now the top is separated. Now I'm just gonna break off the bottom piece. Flathead screwdriver to get in there and break it off. I wonder, instead of breaking it, if I can hit it to separate it. Hey, one side out. Now for the other. I did it. It is removed. Now I don't want to mess up. It's leaking. I don't want to mess up my driveway, so I'm gonna go find something to put it on. That's peeing. Finally, after about 6 hours of work, I finally got it off. But now you can see with this metal clip that, I think this is an AC condenser, but these metal clips that are attached to it, I could not figure it out, and then last night it was getting too dark, so I gave up on it. But now the radiator is out, placed it right here, so now I'm pretty much going to get the new radiator and match up the pieces. So it looks like the new radiator cap doesn't fit to the old one. I'm not pretty sure I got the new radiator in. Let's see, right here, these little silver pieces, these are the transmission lines that were stuck to these things. I was having a hard time getting them off until I actually found one of my vinyl wrap tools. It's a little, this hook, and I was using this side. This tool worth its weight in gold to get those, because it comes like a little clamp that's real skinny to get out. So you can see on it maybe right there in the little groove gap, use a little pick tool and it will get out that piece. So what I'm gonna do now is take out the top one, the top pin, and the bottom pin, and stick these two lines back in there before I put the fan back in. Because I think it's really the only thing I disconnected, because the fan has this entire wire harness. So yeah, once I put the transmission line back on, then I am going to, I guess, feed in the lower radiator hose to this one here, and hopefully I don't break anything. It looks like this. It's a little clamp. This had the most trouble with last night, because you actually had to go under the car to get the one out, but the one on the bottom, well, the one on the top was clipped. So I used this little hook tool and this one, and it helped get it out. That took longer than it should have, but I have these two transmission hoses back in. But pro tip, it's easier to put the bottom one in first and then put in the top one. It's easier doing the bottom one with more wiggle room and then put the top, because you got nowhere to put your fingers. So now it looks like next step is putting the fan back in this position. A lot of wiggling, but I finally got the fan back in. It's like this piece was buttoned up against this metal a lot, and this frame on the insides to keep moving it out the way. And it seems like maybe if I would have put in these transmission lines last, that would have made it easier to get the bolty part to the frame. And it seemed like this, I don't know what that's called, this shiny orange, not orange, shines metal silver thing down there, that was stopping up a little bit. But other than that, it looks like the fan is in. Now it's just to bolt up. It looks like the 4 screws, and it should be in. Alright, back from AutoZone. Old radiator, new cap. Hopefully the new one fits. And it does. Alright, so now figure out these screws. Alright, I am back. Everything is pretty simple, chopping it back up. I'm not sure where I really left off on that last video, but so the transmission cables, top and bottom, are both in with little clips. I put on the top of the reservoir to the coolant, put in my little coolant loader. Fans are connected, connecting right there with these little plastic clips. I put the hose back on, I put the air box with the MAV sensor. What else did I do? I just pretty much tightened up all the rest of the bolts, but I left this open. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna load up some coolant, connect the battery, turn the car on, and I'm gonna bleed it, so I'm sure there's air in the system. Hope my car doesn't blow up. Alright, no leaks. So far, so good. Alright, system's full. Let's start the car. Alright, I'm gonna bleed the system, so this might take a minute, so enjoy. Alright, needle's almost at the cut on point. So we'll see if the coolant starts to bubble to bleed out the system more. And hopefully the car doesn't catch on fire. Starting to bubble. App's going out, so we're taking it into the system. So I guess now the radiator's working. So when that started bubbling, my needle actually went down, but it's still blowing out. I have dirty fingers. It's still blowing out kind of cold air. So I'm just gonna let this run for a little bit longer, and hopefully the heat actually warms up. It's my wife. Still some air in the system.
It actually sounds better, Julian. It sounds better.
Yeah, it just closed off the bleeder screw. It looks like it's running good. So what we'll do now is turn the car off so I can take off the coolant things. It looks like everything's full in the system, and spin this boy around the block one time. And we're off. Still blowing out cold air from the heater. Hopefully that fixes up, because I just did the whole thermostat thing earlier this year, or I guess last year. Well, now it's starting to heat up, and my needle staying good. So I'm gonna just bend a couple corners and then see how this treats me. Yep, drove the car around the block. Needle was staying good. Still got plenty of gas in the car at 145,000 miles. Radio works. And the car sounds so quiet. Just listen to that. So now, I guess I've officially fixed. Actually, pop the hood and see if I'm leaking anything. I think I fixed the car. Yeah, nothing leaking. Everything sounds good. Let's try there. No check engine lights on the inside of the car, so yeah, I think I've completed it. So this was my two-part video on how to replace a radiator on a 2005 Chevy Impala, the 3.4 engine. Probably going to chop this video up into a full video of part 1 and part 2, and then the part 1 and 2. So it'll be 3 total videos. Just hope you enjoy. Until next time. Peace. And all this work because of that crack right there.